So I've been working with a particular kind of lawyer for many years, and it's that relatively rare breed of attorney who has the heart and the courage and the intuition to take their own happiness and fulfillment and success and satisfaction seriously enough to really contemplate a change in circumstance in their life and in their career. And my wife said, "Why do you work with lawyers? They're such a tough bunch." And she's right. Other professions I work with a lot easier. I don't know if I'm a masochist or it's karma or whatever, but I can tell you, getting through the maze of defenses that we lawyers have that protect our hearts and really our dreams from the possibility of actually living them. It's like Indiana Jones when he's close to the treasure. That's where the fire rains down and the pits open up and the swords come out and hatchets start flying. And that's the gauntlet you got to run through to get to a lawyer's heart, to get through to have them take their dreams seriously. And the reason I do it is because it's worth it. When I'm able to lead lawyers to their own version of the life that I was able to find when I moved past the law, where I'm comfortable in my own skin, where I look forward to getting up every day, where I'm doing that which I want to do with the people I most want to do it with and having the effect in life that I just always dreamed I might be able to have. That's worth it. And I found that the quickest way through that maze with the least amount of collateral damage is to encourage lawyers to do for others what they would not do for themselves, particularly for their families. And as some of you know, either through knowing me or through my parenting podcast, my own parenting journey has been quite challenging. As my daughter goes on her own perfect path, and that has led us through some formal programs. And in those programs, there's a couple of things I've learned that are particularly salient to this point in terms of doing things for our children that we wouldn't do for ourselves. And one is parallel processing. And what we learn is that they won't take a step until you take a step. When you take a step, they take a step. You can't just sit there and say, "Here's what you should do." You can't lecture them. No, they live in our field. They feel what we feel. They see the kind of lives we live. They see the priorities that we have. And if you're living a life that says it's okay to be unhappy, it's okay to settle for something less than what you really want, that's what they live in. So if they're going to follow in your footsteps, if they're going to walk along their own path side by side with you, you want your path to be one that shows them what's actually possible in life. And the other thing I learned is that the most important thing we bring to our family is our presence, actually being present in the moment for them. And as long as we're miserable, that's what we're going to be consumed with. And in the next webinar, that'll be parent-centric on one, how we touch that part of ourselves, how we tap into the love we have for our children to be able to make the best decisions for ourselves and what those decisions might look like. And there's a brief video that I'm going to pen to this of one of my clients who got this message very clearly in terms of the effect that his own unhappiness in the law was having on his children and on his family in general. You may not get the same 2x4 across the head that he got, but there's something maybe very similar in your life or awaiting you in your life if you just continue to soldier on day after day because you think that's all there is in life. So I invite you to watch the video, to join me at the webinar on the 30th. And if we won't take our happiness seriously for ourselves, let's take it seriously for those we love and who love us the most.
So the day before I reached out to you, I have a wife, one teenager and one middle schooler, two boys. So we're in the car and we're talking with the kids about what they want to do when they grow up, that sort of conversation. And we asked my older son what he wants to do. And I think it was 13 at the time. He's given standard 13-year-old answers, which are one word max, sometimes a grunt, that sort of thing. I want to be an NBA basketball player. Okay, do you have a plan B? Nope. And we move over to my 11-year-old who is a lot more introspective, and he really thinks about it. And he was saying how he wants to be an engineer or do something with electronics, mechanics, technology, that sort of thing. And his brother interrupted him and said, "No, that's not what you're going to do. You're going to study real hard in school, make good grades like you always do, go get a great job, and absolutely hate what you do, just like that." And that was my 2x4 moment. It wasn't